I'm finally reviewing the most requested foundation, which is the Ordinary Serum Foundation. It's finally here. So I've been testing this out for a couple of weeks now. The color that I chose is 2.0 neutral. I highly recommend you guys to check out the shade guide before you buy it. They have various different undertones, and even though I chose the neutral, it is fairly yellow. So if you do have cooler skin tone, I highly recommend you guys to opt for pink undertones. And they interestingly have yellow gold, which has gold specks in it. They have another undertone with silver highlights in it, so it's very interesting. This product is really fluid, almost like a water. It just runs down your hand, so just be careful with that. If you do prefer a very lightweight foundation, this is something that you might be enjoying, to be honest, because it feels very feathery and very light on top of your skin. It doesn't necessarily offer you that feeling of not wearing a foundation, to be honest, because I can definitely feel that I do have another layer that's built up on top of my skin. Regarding the coverage, The Ordinary says the Serum Foundation is supposed to offer medium coverage, and I did read a lot of reviews claiming that the Serum Foundation only offers low to medium or very sheer coverage, which I can't really agree, because to me it's still very pigmented. You can definitely achieve full coverage with probably 2 layers. In fact, I need to sheer out the coverage because it's a little bit too pigmented for my liking or for my preference, to be honest. So I would use a damp beauty blender, and I would use the tiniest amount sparingly all over my face as the first layer. And even with the tiniest amount that you apply with a damp beauty blender, it still does a very great job on evening out the entire blotchy complexion, and it does a wonderful job in canceling out the redness. So if you do have active pimples like cystic acne, this will cancel out the redness of it. I would prefer a sheer coverage all over my face. Then I would use another layer of this foundation only on the spots where I need it. If I do have more pigmented blotchy spots, that's where I would target and spot conceal with this foundation. The only spot that I would need concealer is the dark circles, because it doesn't really do a good job in canceling out the blue hues underneath your eyes. But other than that, I don't really need a concealer with this foundation. Since the name of this product is a serum foundation, I was expecting it to be a little bit more hydrating, moisturizing like a serum. It actually sets down to a very matte finish, which also is a good news to a lot of oily skin people, and you know, it's a perfect foundation to use in summertime. It can be a little bit drying throughout the day, so if you do have drier skin type, you might need to step up your skincare game a little bit more before you use this. For me, this foundation didn't really oxidize or either darkened throughout the day, but I also learned that foundation oxidizes differently depending on individuals' sebum production and their lifestyle and their sweat, or like how it mixes with their foundation. So yeah, the foundation is fairly long lasting on my skin. It lasts probably for about good 8 to 10 hours without a touch-up for now. It doesn't empathize the look of my pores. It doesn't crease into my fine lines. The only thing that I did notice with this foundation is that it wears off or it fades very gradually. So by the end of the day, you will notice that the coverage of the foundation didn't really last throughout the entire day, which is completely fine to me, to be honest. The most important thing, does it break you out? So I've been testing this foundation out for a good 2 to 3 weeks. I didn't use it every single day, but on the days that I have been wearing this foundation, by the end of the day I would notice that my pores seem to be a little bit clogged up and some whiteheads would visually show up. It doesn't really develop into blackheads or anything. My skin wasn't completely comfortable with this foundation, and I'm not really sure if I should fully blame on this product because I haven't been wearing a lot of foundation for the past couple of months, and I'm just bringing the foundation back onto my skin, and my skin might have been just freaking out a little bit. One thing that you might want to know with this foundation is that it does contain coconut alkanes. Coconut alkanes is a silicone that is derived from coconut oils. In the worst case, if you are prone to breaking out from coconut oil, this might not be the best option to go for. Overall, great product for under $7. I can't really believe this is possible with this price tag, to be honest. I can definitely see this product swapping out a lot of high-end, even drugstore foundations on your makeup vanity. For me personally though, I still would prefer my Holy Grail foundation, which is Too Faced Born This Way and Tarte Rainforest the Seawater foundation, just because they feel more pleasant and more comfortable on my skin. It doesn't dry my skin out, but that doesn't mean this foundation is totally useless. I would still use this occasionally. If you did try this foundation, please share your experience down below in the comment box so that everyone can see your experience too. And if you haven't joined the Pom Pom fam yet, please do so by clicking the red subscribe button down below. If you want to follow me on Instagram, I'm at aboutleahu, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye! Mwah.